Hi, my name is Jim Ave, and I am the professor for Kinesiology 796 Comprehensive Examination here at Fresno Pacific University. And first, I want to tell you congratulations on completing your graduate degree classes at Fresno Pacific University. If you're enrolled in this class, it means you've completed either the Masters of Arts in Athletic Training, Kinesiology, or Sport Administration program. And again, you've done a lot of hard work over the time that took you to complete all your coursework, and you have one more thing to do to finish our graduate program, and that is our comprehensive exam. And in this presentation, I'm going to go over the comp exam, but before I do that, let's go over a verse that I have on top of our syllabus. This is from James chapter 1 verse 17 from the English Standard Version. James wrote, "Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change." I picked this verse. The book of James is one of my favorites, not only because it has my name, but I just like what James teaches in that book, that letter. But this verse teaches us that every good thing that is in our life is from the Father, from God the Father, through His Son Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. And I hope that the time that you've been in our graduate program has been a good thing for you and a good gift for you. I know there's been times that it's been very difficult, but just because something's difficult doesn't mean it's not good. So I hope that your time here at Fresno Pacific has been something that you've enjoyed. So let's talk about the purpose of the comprehensive exam. I'm going to call it COMPS throughout the rest of this presentation. And you should have the following documents in front of you, because I'm going to go over these: the syllabus, the comprehensive exam template, the questions that you'll take, and the directions that come with the questions, and the rubrics. I'm not going to go over too much of the rubrics, but you should also have your rubrics. All that stuff is inside our class. So the purpose of the COMPS is to test your knowledge. Did you learn anything while you're in this program? Can you recall it? Did you retain it? So that's really the purpose of our comprehensive exam, is to test your knowledge of what you learned. It's a test. The requirements for you to be eligible for the comprehensive exam is that you passed all your courses in the program, whatever program you were enrolled in, with a average GPA of 3.0 or greater. That means you could have a B- in one course or so, but your overall GPA had to be a 3.0 or greater. And if you're enrolled in this class, that means you've satisfied that particular requirement, that standard. So for the exam, you'll have 14 days to answer the questions. You'll notice that there are program core questions, and then there are program specific questions. You'll answer one program core question. You'll see that when you download the directions, you have a choice of 3 different program core questions. You just choose one to answer. That's up to you which one you want to answer. And then you'll answer 2 program specific questions. Now, the program specific questions are based on what program you completed. Only answer the questions in the program that you completed. For some reason, in the past, students who enrolled in one program, at that time was emphasis, wanted to answer a question from another emphasis. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. So if you're enrolled in an athletic training degree program, only answer an athletic training question. If you're enrolled in a Kines program, only answer the Kines questions. If you're enrolled in sport administration, only select the sport administration question. You'll see in whatever program you're in, there are a list of 3 questions. You answer 2 of the 3 questions, not all of them. And again, you have the choice to what question you're going to answer. Want to give you some suggestions on how to be successful, and these are also requirements. When you answer your questions, you need to support your answers with references. If you ever had me in a class, more than likely I pointed that out in some of your papers. So just make sure that what you're writing is supported with references following APA, both in the text and in the reference page. Follow the directions in the template. Let me talk about the directions, some specific things about the directions that I want to make sure that you notice. One thing is you're going to have 3 separate files. Each answer to each comp exam question will be its own file. You will label or title that file whatever the number of the question is. Let's say you answer question number 3 in the program core questions. The file that you'll turn in should be a Microsoft Word document, and the title of that file should be question 3. That's all you need to put. Don't put anything else. Whatever the question number is, that's what the file title should be. Again, you'll have 3 separate answers and 3 separate files. You'll see on the template that there is not a title page. You'll rewrite or copy and paste the question exactly as it is shown in the directions. Yes, it's double spaced. I want it bolded so it's easier for us, the faculty, to see it. And then right after you put the question, start your answer. You can hit 1 space, and it should be a double space because your template is double spaced already. Hit the return key once and start your answer from there, and answer your question completely and thoroughly, and make sure you write well. You have 7 to 10 pages after the directions. So if the directions go to the middle of page 1, you have until the middle of page 10 to answer your question. It should be no less than 7 pages and no more than 10 pages. This does not include the reference page. This is the body of your paper. So you'll do that. You'll answer the question completely between 7 and 10 pages, supporting with references throughout it. And then you're going to submit your answers in 2 different places in Moodle. The first place you'll turn it in, that's kind of hard to say that. First place it'll be submitted is in the Turnitin assignment link. And you'll see in the directions that I have in Moodle for the Turnitin assignment link is I only want you to turn in the body of your answer. Without the question itself, without a reference page, or if you have any kind of appendices, only the body. The reason why I'm telling you to do that is because the Turnitin, what it does is checking for plagiarism. And some of these questions and the reference pages and all that stuff is going to get flagged as being plagiarized. So to avoid that, just submit the body of your paper into the Turnitin assignment link. Look on, I can't remember what I have in Moodle as the criteria that I have for how original your work needs to be. I can't remember if it needs to be less than 25%. And I don't remember off the top of my head. I should have looked at that before I did this recording. I'm pretty sure it's less than 25% of originality score. If you meet that standard, then you're going to submit your final draft of your comprehensive exam answers in the assignment link. You'll see that I have specific assignment links, like if you turn in assignments throughout this program, with the answer, with the question, with your answer, with the reference page, and if you have any appendices. So I would recommend have 2 separate files, one file for your draft for Turnitin and another one for your final comprehensive exam answer. And if you're unsure about what I'm talking about with all this stuff, please ask in the Q&A form. Some recommendations that I will provide you. We've been doing the comps quite a bit over the years. And the reason why a student may not pass a question on the comps is because, one, you obviously didn't answer the question correctly, or the writing was so poor that we don't quite understand what you're trying to tell us. So if you're not the strongest writer in the world, I would recommend that you have help from somebody. Now, that somebody should not have anything to do with our program, could have something to do with our program, was in our program at one time or another, so they should have nothing to do with our program. But they can help you with the writing of the material. They cannot write the answer for you, but they can help you with grammar and structure of sentences and those type of things. I do recommend that. I also recommend in Moodle I've included a file with how to use Grammarly. It's a free account for you. I'd highly recommend that you run your paper through Grammarly before you even turn it in to Turnitin and all those different assignment links, because Grammarly is a free tool for you. The FPU just got a free account for our graduate students that will check your paper for grammar and writing and all those type of things. It will help you with that. In addition, another recommendation is to have somebody who has no understanding of your particular area, athletic training, kinesiology, or sport administration, to read the question, read your answer, and can they understand what you're trying to communicate? If they can, you're probably doing a good job. If they can't, you probably need to clarify some things. I would give yourself more time than you really think this is going to take to answer your questions. You have the 14 days. You're not taking any other classes, but you are working and you have life. So give yourself the time to get things done and do it right. Okay. So the faculty will assess your comprehensive exam. Each answer is assessed by 2 faculty members independent of one another. So once I actually assess every single answer, and so after I do all assessment, I communicate to the other faculty member, hey, I'm done, let me know when you're done, and then we discuss if we have some questions about your answers, and then we make a decision if a student has passed each question, and then I will inform you of your results through email, usually to your FPU email, if you pass or if you have not passed. So what happens if you fail one answer, which happens probably 10 to 20% of the students will fail one answer. You get the opportunity to rewrite that one answer. You have to look on the syllabus on the date when that is. Then we reassess everything, and hopefully you pass that second rewrite, which typically happens most of the time. You just weren't clear on some things, or you didn't completely answer the question correctly. Now, what happens to 5 or so percent, 10% of the students is a student will fail 2 or more answers. What happens if that happens to you? Hopefully it doesn't. Then you have to wait till the comps are offered again before you can retake the comprehensive exams again. Then you have to answer questions. If you say you passed one question, you don't have to re-answer that section. So if you passed the program core question, but you failed the 2 program specific questions, you will have to re-answer new program specific questions. So the point of telling you all this is to work really hard now so you don't have to worry about redoing any questions at all. You answer all 3 questions excellent, on an excellent level. So you don't have to worry about rewriting. Do a lot of heavy lifting early. So some questions that I get quite a bit about the comprehensive exam: can I use previous work in my comprehensive exam answers? Yes, it should. Most of the work can be used, previous work can be used in your comprehensive exam answers, but make sure that you're answering the question correctly. Make sure that the work that you used in the previous class will answer the question. Don't assume just because you've done an assignment in another class that it will answer the question. That's the most important part. You can use portions of previous work in answering a question, but make sure that you answer the question correctly. That's usually the biggest question I get about the comps, is that if you do have questions, I typically will not answer questions about the questions themselves. What I mean, I'll clarify if you have questions about the questions, but I cannot say if you have a question about, can I answer the question this way? I'm not going to answer that question because this is an examination. So I'll answer questions about structure and different things like that. If you're not sure, just post a question there on the Q&A form in our class, and I'll let you know if I can answer or not answer your question. Make no late assignments or submissions will be accepted. Look at the syllabus at the due dates. Do not submit anything late. Will not be accepted. Follow the assignment, the comprehensive exam directions. They're the same directions that for every question. Use the template. Support what you write with references. Provide section titles. Following APA. Make sure that your reference list matches what you cited in the paper. Use Grammarly. Use other people to help you. I'm just repeating important things here. Start now. Write, rewrite, modify. Make sure that your answer answers the questions that's been asked.